Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmaracharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Ayurveda is the tremendous gift from the Vedic civilization. It is composed of two words. It's Ayurveda. Ayurveda. It's the science of life. This is the art of living. This is the human handbook that you did not get when you were in school. This is it. So this is the knowledge of life. It's the knowledge of health. It's the knowledge of medicine. It comes from the Vedic sciences, the Vedas, which these are from ancient India, and these are techniques, methods, strategies, highly sophisticated, highly refined systems that are thousands of years old. They can be dated back to, by some accounts, 5,000 years, and by some accounts, 50 or 60,000 years. So this is not new. These were gifted to us, revealed to us by the rishis. There were saints, the sages, that these were the inner scientists that they revealed this information from within the inner space. From these are the secrets of the cosmos that are being revealed to us by the great beings, and they're gifted to us in the form of the Vedas, and Ayurveda is one part of that. So this is, and Ayurveda is really, it's the root medicine. It is the father, the mother of all forms of medicine. Anything natural medicine related, if you follow the root back, it will end up in the Ayurvedic sciences. Everything. All of the natural medicines, Chinese medicine, Tibetan medicine, nature cure, naturopathic medicine, homeopathy, they all follow back to this source. So very, very rich source, very rich reservoir of information that we're going to utilize and help us in understanding how to cultivate longevity and how to actually manage this body that we're living in, so we can cultivate the good health, cultivate the longevity, so we can experience the awakening while we're in physical form. That's the whole goal. You will see over the next few years, and I think this trend will continue for, we're still in the early stages of Ayurvedic medicine really making its breakthrough and coming onto the scene and getting into the mainstream in a big way. It's kind of been heading that way, and the road has been paved by Chinese medicine and by yoga, which is the largest practice system on the planet now. So the people, the general mass consciousness is seeking this kind of information. So that's what we're going to go over right now. Basically, this comes from there's a triad of forces in the world that create the world that we're living in, and this is given to us in a couple of different systems of cosmology from the Vedic sciences. But one of the thought systems is the Sankhya philosophy, and this is how we can explain and map the descent of consciousness, of just pure spirit, into the realm of matter. So that has been mapped specifically down, and there are basically three cosmic forces that are working. There is just pure energy. That's just the pure energy that is. It's the space. Every single thing around is just, it is vibrating, scintillating. It's infused with an energy. Number two, there is a light, an energy of light or radiance, and this is kind of the in the beginning there was light. There was pure energy, and then the expression of that, the pure light, and Then there is the third energy is an energy of cohesion. So of pulling things together, of densifying things. So those are the three primary energetic forces, and you can find the corollaries in modern physics and kind of map that depending on what kind of language you want to use. But these are the energies that we're talking about. And when we enter the science of Ayurveda, which is the science of life, one of the first understandings that we need to start to kind of acquaint ourselves with, there's some new terminology. There are a few words that we're going to introduce today, and the first word is dosha, and Ayurveda is the science of the doshas, and there are three doshas. There's the vata, the pitta, and the kapha. These are the three divisions of this that we're going to talk about, and these are all three necessary. They're all three equally important in their manifestation in the body and in the world around us. They are vital to understanding that. So vata is the wind principle, is the element. It relates to the element of wind. It's the vayu, the vata, the wind. It is the principle of movement, things, the communication, the movement of energy. And there's also an element of the space, the ether. So the wind and the space element here are what the vata dosha represents. Second is the pitta dosha. This is the principle of fire. This is that fire of life that we need. It is essential to the life process, the metabolic process, the metabolic happening that is biology, that is life itself, is a fiery process. It's related to the pitta element. There's a secondary relation with water. So the pitta dosha relates to fire and water. Third dosha is the kapha dosha. So the kapha dosha is related to the water element. So this is the fluidity. You can see most of the body, most of the human system is water. Secondarily, there is an element of earth. So there's that element of fluidity and stability with the kapha dosha. These are the three qualities as they're related to the elements that you have to understand before we can really enter into the deeper understandings of Ayurveda. So the science of Ayurveda is balancing the doshas in the body, and health is defined as samadosha, as balanced doshas. When we are born, you come into the world with a certain ratio, and this is your uniqueness. Everybody has a little bit of a different kind of a recipe that they're made of. We're all humans, and that's the oneness that we do share in common, but we're definitely not the same. We're all very unique, and we have these different ratios of the doshas that make up, and they're going to tell us about what kind of health we're experiencing. As we go through our life, things happen, life happens. Sometimes the doshas can be influenced by things that we do in our life, by lifestyle decisions that we make, by the lifestyle that we lead, by just things that happen in life. They can either bring the doshas into balance and maintain that balance, or they can bring an imbalance or a dis-ease in the dosha. So that's what the science of Ayurveda is doing, is it's giving us a framework within which to bring a balance to our bodies. And this is highly refined, and this gets very, very detailed, but we have to understand first that everything on the planet is composed of the 5 elements. These are what are known as the Panchamahabhuta, the 5 great elements of the ether, the air, the fire, the water, and the earth. This is part of that descent of the consciousness into matter, and then we have this expression of the doshas within the elements. So this is what we're made of. We have our prakriti, which is our constitution that we're born with, and it's a particular ratio of the doshas. And if we can keep that in balance, you will remain healthy. You will live a long life, balanced life, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, if the doshas are in balance. If they go out of balance, and this is what an Ayurvedic practitioner can help to kind of assess and diagnose, where is the imbalance and what can we do, what remedies, what medicines can we do, what therapies, what strategies can we employ to bring the doshas back into balance. This whole process is bringing the doshas into balance. That's part of what is happening here, and that's why the side effect of when you're practicing through this Ayurvedic lens and making your lifestyle decisions, making framing and building your life within this framework, it sets you up for health. So the doshas are very, very important, and we want to bring a balance to this, and that's what health is the balance of the doshas. The doshas themselves, they relate to different properties, and they also relate to different principles or different processes in the body. For example, the Vata dosha, the wind principle, the principle of movement. This is prana. This is the mind, the movement of thought. The nervous system is related to the Vata dosha. So we will see, for example, a lot of conditions, pathologies that relate to the nervous system. They will be deranged Vata. There will be a Vata that is out of balance, and then we will see, and that will guide us and tell us, it's the expression, what pathology, what imbalance, what susceptibility is happening here. And then we can kind of reverse engineer and see, okay, this is a Vata related issue. And then upon further questioning and inquiring and looking in and examining, assessing, we can further evaluate what's going on with the Vata dosha. Then we can bring that into balance. And this is something that you can do on a day-to-day basis. The Pitta dosha is, again, it's related to the fire element, the water element. So, for example, the liver and the gallbladder and the digestive secretions related to that fiery process of metabolism, those are things related to the Pitta dosha. So if there is a liver issue, if there is inflammation, if there is fever, these are things that are deranged Pitta. They're telling me that there is an imbalance with the Pitta dosha, and we need to take the appropriate medicines, measures, techniques to bring the Pitta dosha into balance. The Kapha dosha relates to the water and the earth. So this is the, obesity, diabetes, these kinds of things that have gravity, that deal with the cohesive forces of excess, of too much earthy, too heavy, too much gravity. This is telling us when person presents with these kinds of issues or chief concerns, this is an imbalance in the Pitta dosha or the Kapha dosha. And so this is how we can guide and our decision making, and how we can customize our therapies, our treatment strategies, and then the day-to-day lifestyle recommendations that we want to follow. One step deeper is each dosha, vata, pitta, kapha, corresponds to different parts of the body. For example, the vata dosha, the wind element, these are going to relate to spaces in the body where the space and the wind element are prevailing. For example, the colon, that is a space that is it's a part of the body that is mostly air, and when there is imbalance in the colon, in the large intestine, again, vata, we know that there's a vata imbalance. So again, this is how we can use this information about the doshas to look in our own bodies and listen to our own bodies and have some clues, and not only the clue, but the remedy on what to do when we have that imbalance. The vata dosha governs the large intestine, the bones also there is a lot of space, a lot of air in that part of the body. These are the locations, the sites of the vata dosha. The pitta dosha is these places in the body, again, the liver, the gallbladder, the plasma, these are the blood element, the fiery element of the blood. These are things that are going to be related to the pitta dosha. We can see also the pitta dosha in the eyes, in that radiance, that light that comes out of the eyes. That's related to the pitta dosha, the liver. These are the fiery sites, the small intestine, where the digestive process, again, that process of metabolism is a fiery process. That's all pitta dosha. So if there is some imbalance going on in one of those sites, it clues us in. Pitta dosha, out of balance. Let's do the things, let's find the foods, the medicines, the strategies that are going to bring a balance into that pitta dosha. The third is the kapha dosha, and this is the element of water. And again, there are going to be different sites that correspond to this. The kapha dosha will be watery, will be earthy. So these sites of the body, the white matter of the brain, the lungs are considered that, a very moist kind of environment. The plasma is a very watery part of the body. The synovial fluids in the joint spaces. These are some examples. The sinuses, the nose, the mouth, these places where there are these watery, mucousy kind of secretions happening, that's kapha. That's the watery and the earthy element. That's how we know, again, the sites of the kapha dosha, where it is governing. And if there's something going on there, we know something's up with the kapha dosha, there's imbalance. Let's dig deeper. Let's find the remedies, medicines, foods, herbs, strategies that are going to bring a balance into that. That is the science of the doshas. It's a wonderful science. It is again, it can be, if you get an understanding of this, this will stick with you and help you for a lifetime make the decisions about what's the best kind of foods to choose, what's the best type of lifestyle strategies and lifestyle practices to incorporate that are going to bring balance to the vata, pitta, kapha doshas, to the tridoshas in the system. You can use this as a guide and as a wonderful way to really custom your lifestyle to come in line with and bring your doshas more into balance, and bring yourself more into balance, and bring that balance out, expressing as health. So this is the science of the doshas. You can use this, and I would invite you to. That's the dosha sciences. Wonderful to know.